Wemby just put the league on notice. 27 points, 17 boards, 5 dimes, 3 blocks. And he did it in the first 6 minutes of Game 5. 16 points, 5 rebounds. Before Minnesota could blink, Wemby was already on the bench sipping water like, yeah, I'm him. The Spurs hammered the Wolves 126-97. Ant looked tired, Randle looked lost, and Wemby looked like the future of the NBA, cashing the check early. And this is good basketball. Alright, look, me personally, I want you to hear it from everybody. The NBC crew broke this game down like surgeons, and then the Wolves locker room had to answer for it. Ant trying to find the words. I.O. talking about Jaden McDaniels in foul trouble again. Game plan mistakes piling up with the season on the line. You and me are gonna sit here and listen, because this right here, this is what 3-2 sounds like. Roll the tape.
The Spurs laying on the hammer to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Victor Wembanyama really coming back and making a difference in this game. We can go back to the first 6 minutes because I keep pointing to it. He had 16 points, guys, and 5 rebounds. Before we looked up, he was sitting down on the bench and he had already made a statement, BC.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, this is your star player taking onus, and he said, yes, I put you guys in a situation where I was not available. This is how I make up for it. The first 6 minutes, I'm going to put my imprint on the game, and we're going to roll from there, and they never look back.
Never look back.
This was the first 6 minutes was Wemby's public apology to the team, right?
I like that.
I like that, Mel.
That was a public apology to the team, and I think the team. I think he came out one to really set that tone. Like I don't like what happened. I don't like what I did. I don't like the scrutiny that's coming with this. I'm a basketball player first, and this is playoff basketball, and I'm going to set the tone in these first 6 minutes. And his team followed them, and it was great to see tonight.
It was great to see him. He took over this game. I mean, the skill set was on display from, him putting the ball on the floor, getting downhill, stretching the floor, defensively. Everything that a basketball player could do in a game, he did it. All the good stuff. So, again, he just put his imprint all over this game. And like Mel say, that was those first 6 minutes, man. He let it be known that I apologize to my team and to this organization, and I got us from this point on.
Yeah.
Can we give some love to Keldon Johnson?
Let's do it.
Big time.
21 points off the bench for Keldon Johnson. The most he's ever scored in a playoff game is 11 points. He's in his 7th season, but he was huge, full of energy, added exactly what they needed off the bench.
That's it. He found his way, 8 for 11. I mean, just efficient, continued to attack. Early, he didn't see the ball go in, but he was still in attack mode. And how do you do that? Go rebound, make plays, hustle plays, run the floor. And he started just to see the ball go in. 21 points. I mean, they had 49 points off the bench, and he had almost half of them just with his energy and effort.
68 points in the paint.
Yeah,
to 36.
And that's where I was going. I'll tell you what he did. Like, because he's been struggling with his shot a little bit. He got into that paint.
Yeah.
He used his muscle, right? He applied that pressure, and it looked like he understood that this is a very physical series. I need to apply that. I need to be physical, because the way he was getting downhill and getting to that paint and using his body to finish, he had it on his mind too. Yes.
Mr. Sixth Man of the Year, by the way, Keldon Johnson, doing exactly what he's done all season long, applying it to the playoffs as well. Okay, so if you're Minnesota, let's take a moment and think, where do we go from here, T-Mac? Obviously, you're going back home, so that's great. You have pulled out some victories there, but what do you have to do and change the tone of this series?
Well, it's the tale of real two teams, right? When I watch Minnesota, I watch an indecisive team. I watch, it's not fluid to me. It's all over the place. When you watch the Spurs, it is well-oiled. They're very decisive. They're very deliberate in where they want to go with the ball. Minnesota, on the other hand, it's all over the place. It's sporadic. So for me, it's like, if Ant-Man is not having a good game, who's going to step up for Ant-Man? And we haven't figured out who that guy is consistently. We know who can step up for San Antonio. And like I said, just Minnesota, we don't know.
And Dylan Harper step up. We've seen Stephon Castle step up. And it's almost like Ant-Man has to have a great game.
He has to have a great game because we don't even know who his number 2 is. It's Julius Randle supposed to be his number 2. In this series, he hasn't performed like it, and I think it has to be him.
What do you think, Mel?
I'm just looking at Julius Randle. You know, when we talked about who is Ant's number 2, that's just unacceptable. And I think he's settling too much. He's overthinking the game. If you look back at the conference finals last year with Julius Randle, he was aggressive, he was downhill, he was physical, he was playing out the double teams, he was passing, he was just a confident player. I don't see that same confidence in Julius right now. To me, it's like he's thinking too much in the game of basketball.
With a player struggling from shooting three-pointers, right? Because for me, Minnesota has to make threes to beat them.
Wemby is 27%.
Right. Yeah. Wemby is protecting that paint, rightfully so. So you have to knock down threes. But for Julius Randle, like, there's so many other areas where he can be effective, and he's not utilizing that. And I hope he's watching film with his coach or with whoever, their player personnel, or whoever he's watching film with, to be able to break down certain areas where he can actually impact the game for himself to build a confidence. Because, yes, he could stretch the floor, and he could keep Wemby honest, right, keeping him away from the basket. So he has to find that way.
What would y'all identify as kind of the biggest problem tonight?
I think they had a lot of second chance points. I don't know, man. I got to go look at the film to really answer that question. But first thing that comes to mind is second chance points. I'm trying to find the offensive rebounds. I can't really find them.
27.
How many rebounds we had?
No, they had 11. They had 11.
They had 11 offensive rebounds. We had 10 offensive rebounds, so it's kind of even. But I think they converted on theirs more than we did.
And it's been a couple games now in a row with slow starts to the game. You guys have kind of been digging out of a hole at the start. What do you think has been going on just at the start?
I mean, tonight, some of the stuff that Wemby was doing, you don't really have too much of an answer for it. Just kind of hope he misses. But he came out high. He made a bunch of shots. I feel like we adjusted, fought back in the game. Tried to dig ourselves out of the hole, but I mean, eventually they created another league and running out in transition. We got to get back, get matched up. Just game plan mistakes that we keep making, and it's too late in the series to make these mistakes.
Is it like going under guys on screens? Is it transition defense?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. Not knowing the game plan, executing on offense. Like, we know they're gonna come out and be physical defensively. We know how to go against that, and then us defensively, we know our coverage is what we're supposed to be doing when they're in pick and roll, and I think we're just not doing it enough.
Anthony, you've played, I think, 40, and 39 the last 3 games. You're about to get a 2-day break. How welcome is that within this series?
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm ready to get 2 days. I mean, it's not gonna really be a break, but it's gonna be 2 days. I'm excited for it.
So do you feel like the overall belief level, obviously you're down 3-2, you would have to come back here in a 7, but that you guys can kind of still climb out of this?
Yeah, I don't see nobody in the locker room that's too worried. At the end of the day, man, it's another basketball game. So you come out, put your boots on, and get ready to go to war.
Yes, is there a challenge to game plan disciplines you guys are talking about in a road environment that's maybe a little more difficult, whether it's the crowd noise affecting communication or things like that makes it maybe a little more difficult than maybe at home?
I can't really pinpoint like why we keep making the game plan mistakes. We just got to be better on it. Yeah, it's just that simple. We just got to be better at, like, whatever the coaches draw up for the game plan, we got to go out there and execute it at the highest level.
This, much like in Game 2, they blew the game open when Jaden McDaniels was in foul trouble. He goes out, and you guys were down by, I think, 18 at the end of the third quarter. Just what does it do for you guys when he's in foul trouble, and does it give them an advantage when he's resting like that?
Of course. He means so much to our team. I always get selfishly frustrated when he gets in foul trouble, just because his presence out there on the defensive end and being able to make plays and be aggressive, we need that. So when he goes out in foul trouble, it hurts us because he means so much to our team. he's one of our anchors defensively, and he been in those positions before also. So yeah, he means a lot to our team for sure.
Anthony kind of mentioned what Wemby did early. Is that the type of energy y'all kind of expected from him coming out, considering what happened last game? And I guess from your perspective, how hard is that type of burst for him to contain?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. So, I always say, playoff times, the best players, rise to the occasion. And at any given moment, they can, go off. You seen Ant last game, how he was able to erupt and get it. Once he gets it going, it's like it's hard to stop. And I think Wemby, he came out, with that same mindset. He made some easy ones, and then the basket started to look a little big for him. So I wouldn't say we expected it. We came into the game trying to win a game, and we understand what kind of player he is. So when you're a good player like that, at any given moment you can just break out.
And 2 years ago, you were in this same situation. You lost Game 5 to Denver. You came back and won the series. What do you maybe draw from that experience? And how did you guys, looking back on it, kind of refocus, backs against the wall, and come back and get that series?
We know, like I said, the game plan. We know what we got to do in order to beat the team. And I think everything starts with Jaden McDaniels trying to keep him out of foul trouble. Because he's so important to the team. He's so important to us. It hurts everybody when he gets in foul trouble. And some tough calls being made out there against him, man. So it's not too much we can say. But, yeah, we try to avoid him getting in foul trouble. And if we can do that, we give ourselves a great chance to win the ball game.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Now hold on. Before we hear from the man himself, let me set this up for you. Pop met Wemby at the airport. Not the practice facility, not the next morning, the airport. After the flagrant 2, after the ejection, after all that noise, Greg Popovich was standing there waiting like a father catching his son sneaking back in past curfew. And whatever Pop said in that conversation, Wemby came out and dropped 16 in 6 minutes. You do the
Victor,
math.
starting with figuring out what a flagrant 2 was in Minnesota, what has the last 48 hours been like for you?
Been working with the team to come back after a loss, taking care of my body, watching film, being locked in at practice. Simple as that.
Victor, your start tonight, how much of that was concerted, looking to get going early, and how much of that was within the flow of the way the game started?
I think it's super important for us, the way we start a game, because it sets the tone. Now the challenge is to do it for 48 minutes.
Yeah, whether it was stemming from the flagrant 2 or not, something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need to upset Vic to come out tonight to, get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, maybe another word. Just,
I feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Victor, after having time to reflect, would you have done things differently? Did you have any regrets about the elbow? Just reflecting on, after having time to reflect.
I mean, it was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I'm focused. I was focused on the game today, and now I'm focusing on the game in Minnesota in 3 days. It's the playoff. We gotta move on, and I got to care about my team.
Victor, obviously, when they would grab you, hit you, whatever, you appeared frustrated in the past. But tonight, it seemed like it didn't faze you anymore. That there was a point where Io early in the game was coming over to you saying something. You just kind of seemed to laugh it off. Like, do you feel like after maybe getting that release, the physicality doesn't faze you in the same way anymore, and you're more used to it?
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies, so I feel like we need to stay composed as a team.
Vic, just how much were you itching to just get back on the court after what happened in Game 4?
Sorry?
How much were you just itching to get back on the court?
Very, very much. I mean, I was fresh. Feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just game 5. Obviously, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have butterflies, So excitement is not something abnormal at this point in the playoffs.
The effort from your team defensively tonight and throughout the playoffs, how would you put that into words?
The defensive effort?
Yes.
I would say it's an area where you need to be willing to do it and to do the sacrifices and to do the extra effort. And it's been working pretty well. We can get better. But when we're locked in and apply the scouting, we're really, really good.
And what role do you, or how much credit do you give Sweeney for what you guys have become defensively?
Oh, I mean, all of it.
Victor, there's a viral video of you going around arriving back in San Antonio, and Coach Pop is waiting for you at the airport, and you look very attentive to what he's saying. Not asking you to give away anything private, but what does it mean to you knowing that Coach Pop was waiting for you at the airport after such an emotional game? And was there something from that conversation, whether it was a lesson, a message, or tone that stayed with you heading into tonight's game or in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna leak anything he said, obviously, but he maybe wanted to, make a statement or make his talking even more impactful by being there. But he gives feedback and talks to us regularly, throughout series, throughout games. So, as always, when he speaks, everybody listens.
Alright, look, if you made it this far, you already know what time it is. Wemby is him. The Spurs are taking this series. In Game 6 in Minnesota, it's gonna be a movie. Smash that subscribe button. We right here at 900 trying to hit 1,000, and you could be the one that gets us there. Drop your Game 6 prediction in the comments. Spurs close it out, or Ant forces a Game 7. This was good basketball. I'm out.